It's a real honor to celebrate this day with you. I really feel fortunate to call you my niece, and you're my daughter from another mother. I've watched you grow, mature, struggle, and succeed as a person, a mother, and an educator. I clearly remember the day after you graduated from college and returned from world travels, when you came over to my house and said, "Do you think I should be a teacher?" I said, "Hell yes." As a teacher, you came to Lewis and Clark. I had the privilege of teaching you a number of classes. I was your principal at Findlay, and I watched you grow personally and professionally into a notable educator. You've made me very proud. And now today, you've made another great decision to spend the rest of your life with Charlie. And to Charlie, welcome to our family. We embrace you, your children, Connor and Julia, and your mother, Eileen. And just today, about 10 hours ago, Anna and Stefan and Clara texted me and said, "Please give you my blessings." These are friends from Sweden, and they were foreign exchange students with Tiffany back in the day, and Jim and I have become very good friends with she and her family. Please join me in raising your glass to celebrate the union of Tiffany and Charlie tonight. May the joy of your adventures in your life together begin now.
Just because you're married, does that mean the ice cream could be a little later? Just asking. Anyway, I've watched you two over the last, what is that, year and a half, so, you know, and yeah, said Tiffany, pick one. Yeah, he's actually a duo, go-getter, you know, he fixes things and all sorts of stuff. And so I thought, oh man, it's kind of cool. So, anyway, it's your turn, Tiffany. I think you picked the right guy, you know, and yes, Andy. And so, anyway, we treat her three boys as our boys, you know, taking two of them all around the world. There's still one left yet, but I know he's talking about going someplace, so he kind of has a good time. But anyway, it was really fun. We've been talking about this wedding with Anna and Stefan, you know, and anyway, she texted today, and it was kind of like, yeah. Anyway, and we got the book from Clara today on the whole Disney book, you know, for the whole year. It was unbelievable how she's grown, and it's something to be surprised. But anyway, they wish they were here. Anyway, congratulations, you guys. Up to it. Thank you very much.
Our next toaster is Beth.
Well, I remember the first time I met Tiffany. She introduced me to Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia ice cream. And we talked about, yes, it was a long time ago. And we talked about her time in Madagascar. And looking back, I realized that really I had gotten the quintessential Tiffany. We enjoyed good food, good flavors together. And we talked about international Tiffany's interest in the wide world and its diversity. My family and I lived overseas. Shortly after that, we moved overseas, and we were first in the Sahara Desert and then in France, and no one ever came to visit us except Tiffany. And we called him at the time Baby Jack, because he was about 1 at the time, and my kids were just that bit older, so they had fun playing with Baby Jack. And I have this amazing memory of our time in France when she visited, and we were at this French restaurant, and we had course after course, and then at the end, out came this amazing cheese tray with layers and layers of onion. You were supposed to just choose a few cheeses, and wow, Tiffany and I, we talked about that for years, right? Seriously, we would try to do cheese boards here in Oregon, and it was never the same. We just could not do it. We need to go to France again, Tiffany. There's just no way around it. And when we visited Oregon in the summers, Tiffany would take our kids berry picking, and she'd save books to give them to read. And she'd host our family in her home, and she would make sure we enjoyed the best of what Oregon had to offer. Everything from salmon to Marionberry scones, or ridiculously delicious cake from Papa Hyden's. Tiffany is an amazingly generous person in every way, and I'm sure this is something that you all already know. She's quick to invite you over to join her at a concert, a trip to the beach, or Sun River, or simply over for just a relaxing evening in her home, enjoying amazing food and good company. And I've seen her pour her life into her own children and the children that she works with in her school. Her generosity goes beyond her own family and envelops those around her. When we moved back to Oregon and started working with refugees, she's always been interested and involved in our work, quick to step forward to help meet the needs of newly arrived families. She's invited Syrian refugees to her home for July 4th fireworks, Christmas concerts downtown, and even in adversity, Tiffany's strong and tenacious and never loses her innate kindness and her focus on other people's needs. And Charlie, I'm just getting to know Charlie. We don't know him very well yet, but we have just really seen the joy that you brought into Tiffany's life. And we're grateful for that. And I've just loved seeing them do things that together that exemplify Tiffany, like that ice cream that Jim mentioned. Like that was just so classic. I was like, yes, this is perfect. This really makes sense. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know you better, Charlie, in the intervening years. And so, I'm honored to call Tiffany my good friend, and I wish you and Charlie nothing but happiness and good things in the years to come. And so please, raise your glasses in a toast to Tiffany and Charlie.
So we're going to open up the toasting for a little bit. Is there anyone here at this table that would like to say something? Would you like to add something now?
I am Suzanne, Tiffany's friend, and as has been mentioned many times, how generous Tiffany is, and she, as you all know, is someone who will, and you can always count on to invite you in for anything, and you could always, if you have any troubled situation, show up at her door, and she would always open it wide. So I thought it was totally fitting during the pandemic when she and Charlie were the ones who always showed up at our door, but with ice cream. It was just the most fitting thing, and we loved it. It was something that we looked forward to every Saturday for a long time. And I just want to say congratulations and cheers to both of you.
Do we have anyone at this table? Boy, the lies. How about over here? Would you like to say something, ma'am? Oh, okay. How about over here?
My name is Jay-Ann, and Charlie and I met in kindergarten, and when I say in kindergarten, I mean our children's kindergarten class. And I've known Charlie long enough to know him pretty well, and I don't know you very much, Tiffany, but I do know that you make Charlie very happy. And it's just so fun and exciting for me to see you radiate happiness, Charlie. I can see it. I saw you when you were standing up there, and it's absolutely beautiful. Your mom, right when we started the toast, just said to me, Charlie is just so happy, and she is so wonderful. And I just think that's great, and I'm very happy for both of you, and I'm excited to get to know you better as well. Cheers.
So let's start over here at this table. Somebody's pointing at somebody.
I had Tiffany as a 4th and 5th grade teacher back when I thought of her by the name that I still think of her by to this day, which is Miss Hutchinson. And I can say I was really lucky to have you those 2 years. It was fantastic. We were free. We were creative. The students in your class, I think we really flourished from it. And over the years, you've been there for me, and Charlie, who I met earlier this summer after I got a bad diagnosis that required a crazy diet. Charlie bravely stepped in and started bringing me food, which helped me revive. And I just want to thank both of you for so much.
Anyone here? You think you're good? Okay. I think you're terrific, but that's okay. You've done your, I know, I wasn't gonna ask. Anybody else at your table?
Jim said I'd do this. Tiffany, I've watched you, didn't know you in kindergarten, or I didn't know you when you were at Miss Hutchinson, but I have watched you as an educator, as a teacher, as a teacher leader, as a principal. I've watched you in so many different situations where you faced adversity, and you have been resilient and strong, and always taken the high road. And Charlie, I had the pleasure of meeting you just a week ago, but I just felt right then how right you were for each other. And you have this great family. I know your boys a little bit. We have shared some experiences in Sun River separately, but we've made memories. I wish you the best. You, Tiffany, and I'm sure Charlie, you, based on what I've heard, will always give more than you get, because that's who you are. And I hope that you give more than you get from each other, and that's your goal. And I see it when I look at your faces and I watched you dance. And I want to thank you for being a blessing in my life and all the people here and the hundreds of thousands of educators and kids that you've touched. So thank you for including us. Thank you for always giving to everybody around you. Thanks for inspiring me and all around that worked with you. And I wish you the best today, tomorrow, and always. And know that you will have the best
And last but not least, you're looking at me like you want to say something.
Well, I'm sure a lot of you don't know me. I'm Dan. I'm Tiffany's now. I forgot the last name, but Tiffany's son. One of three. Personally, the most awesome. And I would like to say a few words about Charlie, because I've heard a lot about my mom, but I've only heard like 2 about Charlie, and I'm like, no man, it's not that. And when I remember when I first met Charlie, and I was like, hey, this is a pretty nice guy. It seems like, he's like, okay, I'm just here, and, oh, you're mad?
No, I'm next.
Oh. Okay, good to know. And where was I? Yeah, so when you stepped into our house, I thought, this guy is pretty awesome. He's trained us fairly. He's not like, you know what? I'm gonna not treat you well. He was like, you know what? You're pretty awesome, Dan. And I am gonna make you cereal and breakfast every morning. Best thing he could possibly do. Besides maybe a couple other things. But he's always been so kind and thoughtful. And I remember my mom, when she first met Charlie, she said, I'm not gonna love you as much as my children. And he said, you know, I would do the same. And I feel like that's pretty awesome. Because, you know, oh yeah, okay, well, Will, you get it.
Danny, you did a good job. You did a good job. You did a good job, buddy.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Good job.
I'm number 2. I'm Will. Okay. Well, I remember when my mom was like, "Hey, there's a new man in my life. All right? There's more than just us." And I was a bit hesitant, of course. And then I met you, and I was still like, okay, this guy, he's good. And every day you've proved that you've earned our respect. Really, that's the bottom line of what I'm getting at. You know, I can guarantee you, all 3 of us, we love you and we appreciate you, and I'm happy that you're in our lives. All right, you're making my mom happy. You're making all of us happy, and for more than just the ice cream, man. All right. So I love you and I appreciate you. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Well done.
I thought it through, but Dan said everything I wanted to say.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna say after that. I mean, it pretty much summed it up.
Yeah.
But no, Will was spot on. I am so happy that Charlie is in our lives. He makes every single day a little bit better, and it means the world to all of us. And I know that he makes my mom so happy, and I love seeing her smile. You know, he makes her smile every day.
Seriously.
And that is amazing. And I'm so happy for both of them. I'm so happy for our family. It just grew. You know, that's amazing. And today is a good day. Thank you.
Love you, Charlie. Great, bud.
So does anyone want to try to follow that?
Well done, John.
I think we finished on a high
Very
note.
well done. So proud of you, all 3 of you.
But it is now time for us to add a little sweetness to our life besides our cinnamon rolls by watching them cut their cake.
Right before you cut, just pause for a moment, hands on the knife right before you cut down, so I can grab a few pictures and then you're good to go.
I just made it all up. I thought I did really bad.
And go ahead, have fun.
Thank you, baby. Oh, yeah. Sweet is the gift of your love. How sweet is the gift of your love. I close my eyes at night, wondering where would I be without you in my life. Everything I did was such a bore. Where I want you know I've been there. You bright light from the all right day. There ain't nobody else I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby.
So that's the strawberry, raspberry. It's the raspberry.